Now, what was significant about that?
I knew that John Smith was a close associate of the leader of 4PF, Dominique Lil Baby Jones.
Today, we are talking about Lil Baby, the boss of 4PF, and how a simple music video shoot led to a huge gang conflict. This conflict ended up with 2 innocent kids losing their lives, and now, the Atlanta Police Department is focusing on one of the biggest stars in rap. This story has a lot of layers, and we are going to explore every one of them. It all started in May 2024 when Lil Baby was filming a music video in Atlanta. On the surface, it looked like just another normal day for a rich and famous rapper. But according to the police, this neighborhood was not just any regular spot. It was known to be controlled by a rival gang, the Goodfellas, and their group called Only My Family, OMF. The police say that by filming there, Lil Baby was purposely challenging his enemies, fully knowing he was in their territory. One commentator even said that Lil Baby's move seemed like he was trying to provoke them on purpose.
The optics of a multi-millionaire rolling through a neighborhood in his bulletproof truck and his thousand security guards going to an op neighborhood, filming a music video, antagonizing that community, rolling away in his Lamborghini and his 1,000 security guards, and then leaving that community to destruction. There's something wrong with that optic.
Oh, it was in his op? It wasn't in his name?
While the music video was being filmed, something unexpected happened. Shots were fired. 3 people were hit, but luckily, they all survived. Lil Baby was not injured, but this event is said to have triggered what happened next. According to the police, here is what followed. The shooting during the video shoot made Lil Baby and his crew angry. In response, members of 4PF, which is Lil Baby's label and a group he is linked to, are said to have shot a man named Trevante Turner on June 29, 2024. Now things took a much darker turn. After Trevante Turner's death, members of the Goodfellas gang are said to have planned their revenge. On July 2, 2024, just after midnight, they reportedly opened fire at Sparks Apartments on Spark Street in Atlanta. Tragically, 3 young boys were caught in the crossfire. 13-year-old Layman Freeman, who had just turned 13 that day, 13-year-old Jackety Davis, and 11-year-old Dentavius Davis, who was shot in the foot but survived. Sadly, Layman and Jackety died from their injuries. Police later discovered evidence that suggested Keontae Midnight Sanders, a leader of the OMF group who was in prison at the time, had organized the attack using contraband cell phones and social media. By February 26, 2025, the Atlanta police held a press conference to announce the arrests of 7 people. These individuals were Keontae Sanders, Richard Hollis, Reginald Thomas, Ethan Mobley, Marcus Crawford, Traden Crawford, and Allie Caldwell. During the press conference, Major Ralph Wolf, the homicide commander, said something very powerful without naming anyone directly. He said, Freeman was allowed to be 13 years old for only 27 minutes before gang violence took his life. This violence was planned by adults in our city. It was a cowardly act by an Atlanta-based rapper who decided to shoot a music video in a place he knew he should not have been. Although Major Wolf did not say Lil Baby's name, Channel 2 Action News in Atlanta later got arrest warrants that linked Lil Baby to the case. These warrants reportedly named him as the leader of 4PF. The story took another twist during the trial of the Goodfellas gang members. An investigator from Atlanta, named Marissa Vivivero, took the stand and presented serious evidence. She explained that in a phone conversation that was tapped, someone said that Lil Baby had tickets on people's heads, meaning that he had bounties out for certain people.
Heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about tickets?
Unc, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unc.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders.
Correct.
What, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean on somebody's head? What's that?
Like a bounty.
To have them arrested?
Harmed or killed.
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
Hold on. There is more to this story than what the police are saying. Lil Baby and his legal team have strongly denied any involvement in these crimes. His lawyers, Drew Finling and Marissa Goldberg, released statements calling the police's accusations completely false. They argued that the location for a big music video shoot is not chosen by just one person, but by a professional team. They also said it was disrespectful to suggest that Lil Baby could not shoot a video in his own hometown, a place he loves and has helped lift up. Lil Baby himself responded on Instagram saying, "Thanks for all the concerns. Please do not be misinformed by fake news. I am doing fine." The story becomes even more complicated when we look at Lil Baby's past. Before his music career took off, he spent time in prison from 2014 to 2016 for drug and weapon charges. After he got out, he started his music career and released his first mixtape, Perfect Timing, in 2017. Since then, he has become one of the biggest names in rap, but he has also faced other legal problems along the way. In February 2019, he was arrested in Atlanta for reckless driving, running from the police, and failing to signal. Then, in July 2021, during Paris Fashion Week, he was arrested in France for allegedly having cannabis, but he was released after paying a fine. Most recently, in August 2024, he was arrested in Las Vegas for carrying a concealed weapon without a permit. His lawyers argued that he had a valid permit from Georgia, but Nevada does not recognize it. However, this current situation is much more serious. This time, it is not about small charges. The police are trying to connect him to a chain of events that led to the deaths of 2 children. This is a very serious issue. What stands out to me is what Lil Baby had to say about the whole situation.
I'm not gonna lie, this is absurdity to heights I've never seen before. They're doing all of this, claiming that a gang war was started because Lil Baby filmed a music video in the ops territory. Now, I'll be real, do I believe that Lil Baby should have been more responsible? Because like the optics of you being a multi-millionaire coming to these people's neighborhood in your multi-million-dollar bulletproof trucks, bringing a lot of chaos there and then leaving to go to your mansion, the optics is horrible, bro. But to paint it as this man started a gang war and he has to be held responsible for it, it's kind of like, bro, like, come on, bro.
So, here is where things get even crazier. The whole situation began with a music video shoot that allegedly triggered a chain of events leading to tragedy. But what makes this story even wilder is that the police are not just trying to blame Lil Baby directly for these deaths. They are building what looks like a RICO case against him and his entire 4PF group. And that is where things start to get really complicated. For anyone who does not know what a RICO case is, it stands for the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. This federal law was originally made to take down mafia bosses, but today it is used to go after gangs, including those with possible ties to the rap industry. We saw this happen with Young Thug and YSL, and some people are drawing comparisons to that case. They say the government lost the case with Thug, and now they are going after Lil Baby, who has been very positive lately. The last time I checked, he had just bought a strip mall and was fixing it up to create new jobs for his community. He has been focused on his music, and his album even went #1. But here is where things get intense. During the court hearings, for the Goodfellas gang members, Detective Marissa Viviverito, who is an Atlanta gang investigator, has been showing evidence that allegedly connects Lil Baby to gang activities. Some of this evidence, if true, is pretty serious. First, she talked about an Instagram account owned by Keontae Sanders, also known as Midnight. This account allegedly contained direct messages, including one that disappeared, between Sanders and someone named Mr. Smith. When asked about the importance of this, Viviverito said, "I knew that John Smith was a close associate of the leader of 4PF, Dominique Lil Baby Jones. This is important because they are trying to connect Lil Baby to people who are involved in alleged gang activities. But the real shock came when Viviverito presented wiretap evidence that supposedly shows someone talking about how Lil Baby had put bounties on people's heads. In the wiretap, an unknown man, referred to as UNC, was talking to Sanders about tickets on people's heads. When asked to explain what that meant, Viviverito said it referred to a bounty, which is a price put on someone's head, for them to be harmed or killed. Let me break this down simply. In the streets, there is a rule. When your rivals get in trouble, you do not celebrate. Instead, you get ready because that means they are coming for you next. This situation is following that exact pattern, especially when we look at the case of Trevante Turner. In the police report about his death, they mentioned 4PF as a criminal gang that controls the Oakland City neighborhood in Atlanta. What makes it worse for Lil Baby's fans is that reports are coming out saying a RICO indictment could soon happen. One person, Sean Hoover, who is in charge of gang cases for the Georgia Public Defender's Council, has said that the office is preparing for a racketeering case against 4PF and OMF. He even said that Lil Baby could be indicted along with others. But then something even crazier happens. Keontae Davis, who once named a 4PF member, Nathan Benford, as the person who shot someone in a murder case, helped send Benford to jail for 40 years. Davis himself got probation. But then, Keontae Davis was murdered on April 1st, 2025, just a mile from the first crime scene. His death happened just as it seemed like authorities were close to wrapping up their investigation into 4PF. Some people are asking if Davis's death is connected to the investigation, but we cannot make that assumption without real evidence. What we do know is that the police are treating 4PF as more than just a music label. They are seeing it as a criminal group. This is why Lil Baby has moved away from using the 4PF name and started using Glass Window Entertainment, which is linked to Motown and Capitol. Some think this is his way of distancing himself from any gang connections. What makes this even more complicated is how the police have been handling this case publicly. At a press conference in February, they did not directly say Lil Baby's name, but they made it clear that they were holding him responsible for what happened. This approach is unusual and has raised some questions. Normally, law enforcement does not say someone is where they should not be. It almost feels like they are treating Lil Baby like someone who broke rules, like a prisoner. This has made some people wonder if the police are unfairly targeting him to blame him for bigger gang problems in Atlanta. Some critics think this is all part of a plan to make Lil Baby look bad for publicity and funding reasons. Whenever crime increases, and they can connect it to a big artist, it helps the city's mayor and the DA. The charges being talked about might be leading to something even bigger, maybe a full RICO case against 4PF and Lil Baby. If that really happens, it could change everything for one of the biggest rap stars today. What makes this even more shocking is that some of the proof does not even say Lil Baby told anyone to do a crime. In the papers about the people who were arrested for killing the two 13-year-old kids, there was no sign that Lil Baby gave any orders. Instead, they say he may have added to the problems between the groups. And there is another strange part. Some reports say Lil Baby may have been a target. Keontae Sanders, who is said to be the leader of OMF, had plans to ask Lil Baby for $5 million when he got out of jail. That makes things very different, showing that Lil Baby might not only be involved, but could have been someone others were trying to use or hurt. Now people are asking what is going to happen next. If Lil Baby really gets hit with RICO charges, it could hurt his career in a big way. We saw how Young Thug had to stay in jail for more than a year just to fight his RICO case. Even if Lil Baby wins in court later, being in jail for a long time could stop his success. One person online said if you like Lil Baby, get ready, because the next few months might be really hard. It feels like Atlanta police are trying very hard to put him in jail, even if they know they might not win. They just want him off the streets. A lawyer named Bradford Cohen, who works with Kodak Black and Drake, said this could turn into another mess in Atlanta. Some lawyers are already acting like the charges are coming soon. The public defender's office is even getting people ready to help in the 4PF case. It all started with a music video Lil Baby made in a rival group's area. That video shoot got attacked, and after that, there were more shootings. Police now say Lil Baby is to blame, but fans online are asking how he can be blamed for what others did. Some people say he was not even there and are calling this a setup. Most fans are standing by him, while a few think he should be locked up. Even people in the media are saying it is not fair to make these claims without real proof. They say if someone did something wrong, charge them. But if there is no proof, stop blaming people just to make noise. Some people are saying the police should only make these claims if they are ready to charge someone. Right now, the police are mainly focused on the Goodfellas members who were arrested for the terrible killing of two 13-year-old children. But there is still a strong fear that Lil Baby might be charged under the RICO law. What makes this even more serious is how it shows bigger problems that go beyond just one person. Many people are asking if successful rappers should cut all ties with their old neighborhoods and friends, even if it makes them look fake or like they forgot their roots. Some young people believe if they do not keep acting tough or stay close to the street life, they will not be respected anymore. So they do things to look real, but it ends with them going to jail. Then they come out and act proud, like being in prison made them more real. This way of thinking is dangerous and leads to more pain. People are also talking about how police might be keeping gang lines in place instead of trying to stop violence. At the same time, the music world keeps making street life look cool while real families are losing loved ones. Someone said if Lil Baby is involved in the killing of someone who told the truth, it could destroy everything for him. Another person said if they were him, they would fly far away to a place where police cannot reach them. They joked about hiding on a plane with bags of money and never coming back. But deep down, most people hope Lil Baby had nothing to do with this. They want him to prove he is innocent and had no part in anything bad. The problem is, a lot of rappers become rich and famous but still hang around the street life. That upsets people. When a successful black man gives money back to the hood and helps others, some people feel threatened. It creates hate and brings more problems than peace. Lil Baby being seen with people from his old neighborhood has made things even harder for him. There are now talks that he may be moving away from using the 4PF name, maybe because of the legal trouble coming his way. If he is trying to stay away from gang connections, some people might say he is being smart and trying to change his image. But at the same time, prosecutors might try to say that he only made that change because he felt guilty. Being around people involved in dangerous activities, like killers, dealers, and robbers, used to be part of my life. I stayed connected to them, hanging out with them, and even going back to the hood, trying to stay real, doing things like visiting Chicago. But looking back, I now know that life is not safe and it only brings trouble. For fans of Lil Baby, it is a stressful time, wondering if his legal issues will stop his career just when it is going so well. For the families affected by this case, it is a painful reminder of the damage caused by gang violence. As this story unfolds, we will keep an eye on what happens next. Will Lil Baby face charges? Will more evidence be found to connect him to crime? Or will it all turn out to be false? One thing is clear. This case shows how high the risks are in the rap world, where success can make you a target, not only for enemies, but for law enforcement as well. It raises important questions about whether artists have to cut ties with their past once they become famous and successful. Before I even had money, I chose to leave behind the street life. It was not a hard choice, but some people still said things behind my back. They talked about me when I started to change. But now, a few years later, I am successful and no longer connected to the streets. I don't worry about the police anymore. When I get stopped, it is just a simple conversation. I roll down the window, talk to the officer, and they let me go with a warning, sometimes even asking for a picture because they know who I am. I feel like too many rappers stay too connected to their old lives, worrying about people calling them fake. But if you have moved on, it is okay to leave that behind. Let people think what they want. You need to let go of the past and enjoy your new life, making songs about how far you have come, not just the struggles. If you want to talk about the streets, do it in a way that shows how you have grown, but do not keep living that old life. Even if you are not involved, being close to it can still get you into trouble. Police see it that way too. I really hope Lil Baby does not get locked up, but things are not looking good for him right now. What do you think? Do you think Lil Baby is being unfairly targeted, or should he take responsibility for his part in this situation? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you liked this video, keep watching for more.